Hey guys, welcome back to Dino Domain. Now in today's video I'm going to be doing the complete 2023 Era Expansion Showcase. I'm going to be going through the prices of everything. I'm going to go through all the skins, all of the playable creatures, and lastly all the stats and abilities. So coming in at number 1 is the Gigantopithecus. Now this bad boy will set you back 320,000 DNA after you complete the minigame 10 times. As you can see on the top right of the screen, I have a guide on how to do that minigame, as with every other creature I'm going to go into. But this thing is sick. This is its walking animation. It's running. It's rest. Also, I'm going to have timestamps so you can go to whatever creature is your favorite, like the Megatherium, for example. Just click along on the video bar. But let's get straight to its abilities. So the Gigantopithecus has jungle beats, which essentially is a radius attack that if anyone's in it, they get damaged. So it's really good in team fights as well. I would imagine it being that. Number 2 is the Simian Smash, where you clap 2 rocks together and it does very good damage. And number 3, which is a lot of people's favorites, is Monkey Bars, where you essentially can get massive amounts of speed and travel for as long as you want at a faster rate. And when you want to drop on someone, you can do damage as soon as you fall down. So let's get straight to the Gigantopithecus' skin and how much the combined cost for both the Gigantopithecus and its skin are. So here we have it, the Silverback Gigantopithecus. Now this is going to set you back 400,000 DNA. Is it worth it? I think so. I think it's easily one of the best skins in the game. It's very simple. Some people are complaining that it's bland, but I think it's required. It's nice to have something like this. Now the combined cost of the Gigantopithecus and the skin will be 720,000, as well as 10 Era Expansion keys for the mini games to get your reduced price. So let's get straight to number 2. Now coming in at number 2 is the Megatherium, which is the most expensive 2023 Era Expansion Playable. This bad boy costs 420,000 after you've beaten the minigame 10 times to get the fully reduced price. Now let's get straight to its animations. I think this thing is so cool. If you guys have seen my first YouTube short, Chicken Engineer had a Dinosaur of this Megatherium, which was like 5 times the height of this. But yeah, this thing is amazing. I'll get to the cost of the skin as well after, but here are its abilities. So its passive is lazy. Your slow movement causes moss to grow in your body when performing subtle movements over time. A stack of moss grows in your body for every second up to 6 stacks, giving you plus 10 shield health for each stack. And as well, I'll be adding timestamps on the bottom of the video so you can skip along, as you don't want to hear me yapping about, but here is its second ability, Rocky Defense. Smash the ground, unleashing a massive barrier around you. This barrier has 250 HP and can be destroyed by those outside, so it essentially gives you enough time to heal whilst you protect yourself. However, I feel like if you're on a hill like this, other people might be able to jump over. Now let's get straight to the Megatherium skin and how much it costs. So here we have the Tunneler Megatherium skin. This bad boy cost 400,000 DNA. And the combined cost for both the Megatherium Playable and this will be 820,000 DNA. Now I would recommend that you guys buy these skins purely because they go limited. You won't be able to get them throughout the year. As soon as Era Expansion ends, which will be on the 10th of October, they will be forever gone until next year's Era Expansion. But yeah, I think this skin is amazing. I remember Chicken Engineer teased it, and I was skeptical at first. I didn't think the skin would be good, but seeing it in person and the contrast of colors you can make, this is a color palette that I made for myself. I think it looks amazing. And also, if you guys are questioning about the Megatherium survival video. I am in the making. I had to delay it as there's a lot of editing, but it is extremely good. Now let's get straight to number 3. Coming in at number 3 is the woolly rhino. Now this thing will set you back 380,000 DNA, but this is arguably the best playable for 2023 Era Expansion. This thing is so broken. I don't think you understand the power of this woolly rhino. And people are starting to discover some really broken rebirth cards for it. And this is definitely stronger than the Megatherium, just for one reason. The woolly rhino has got filthy range. This thing can stab you from like 2-meter distance, where the Megatherium has the range of like nothing. It is so... I'm not the biggest fan of the Megatherium at the moment, purely because of the range and attacks, but it is a very good tank. Now Chicken Engineer and some other people are going to be working on nerfing the woolly rhino, I've heard. So yeah, get it while you can, because this thing is a monster. Now let's get straight to his abilities. So the woolly rhino has 3 abilities. Number 1, Rocket Crash, where you charge full speed, gaining an increase in movement speed, and when you hit someone you can knock them back, and it does quite a lot of damage. And this thing is just great for catch up anyways. Now number 2 is Flock Heal. Call forth a flock of birds to heal and cleanse you of all status effects. You guys heard that right? All status effects. Now it just even gets more broken from here. And number 3 is the Terror Wave. We send through a shockwave through the ground, dealing 27 damage, 130% base damage, and those caught in the shockwave are rooted for 4 seconds. So it's got crazy abilities, crazy range, really good stats. I think this is such a broken playable. I can't comprehend it, but let's get straight to its skin. Now this skin will set you back 400,000 DNA, making the entire cost for the woolly rhino 780,000 DNA. Now in my opinion, I think this is the not the best skin out of them all. I certainly think there's better skins, but it's alright. None of the skins are terrible, I'll say that. Now let's get straight to number 4, the Pulmonoscorpius. And lastly, the Pulmonoscorpius, the smallest and least expensive Era Expansion 2023 playable. This bad boy will set you back 200k DNA. Now in my opinion, I think it's alright. You know, it has really high armor, but I just don't really see many out there. I think, like, there's not much use for it. Maybe if you're in like a clan, you can use its poison to assist others, but it's kind of like gets demolished very easily. This thing doesn't have much health at all, but I can definitely see it being fun. I'm not hating on it, I just don't think it is really a challenge to much greater predators. So its abilities are Paralytic Agent. It's passive. Your M1 applies a stack of venom that lasts for 12 seconds up to 5 stacks. Each stack of venom slows enemies by -1 plus 5% walk speed and reduces their stamina by 1% every second. So it kind of just like really drains your enemies essentially. Its second ability is Siphoning Strength. Grab onto an enemy, consuming their liquefied insides and reducing their damage by 25% for 6 seconds. This deals 14 damage, 80% base damage each second. And then Venom Quake. Sting the ground, causing a venom wave to erupt from the floor, dealing 14 damage, 185% base damage to enemies around you. Now, please comment down below as well what you guys think about this and your favorite playable or your favorite skin. I'm very curious, and I've got some very exciting news to tell you guys at the end. But let's get straight to the Pulmonoscorpius' skin. And lastly, the Metal Brutalizer Pulmonoscorpius skin. I think it's called that. This is easily the nicest, or one of, definitely in the top 5 best unhatched games skins ever made in my opinion. This thing has such good detail. The only downside to it is really its sound. I hate the sound of it walking. It really irritates me, but other than that, this thing is amazing. Now this costs 400,000 DNA, and the combined cost of the Pulmonoscorpius and its skin will be 600,000. Now let's get straight to the total cost of all Era Expansion 2023 skins and playables, as it is very expensive. So all of the 2023 Era Expansion skins combined will cost you 1.6 million DNA. And all of the playables, Megatherium, Woolly Rhino, Pulmonoscorpius, and Gigantopithecus combined will cost you 1.32 million, having the grand total at 2.92 million DNA to get everything. But with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase of all the skins and playables. Smash that subscribe button, boys. We're almost at 1.5 thousand subscribers. This community is growing at rapid speed, so join the team. Peace out, yo.